on my way to Chongqing from Shenzhen. Still got about an hour to kill. Airport's pretty busy on a Tuesday. Right now, we're on the main pedestrian street in Chongqing. It's so hot right now, I'm sweating so much. Pretty much heading back to the hotel, get a change of clothes. Because right now, even though it's not super sunny, the UV is just so strong. And then it's time for check-in. So, let's see. We're at the main little square. I think this tower marks something important. I think probably gonna get flamed in the comments, but there's quite a lot of people around. A lot of tour groups. Just trying to avoid all the traffic. Sweating bullets. Yeah, it's time to go back home. For now at least. Let's take a look at the first room of the trip. We're only staying here for one night. And then we're moving to a different hotel. Apparently we got a free upgrade. But yeah, not bad, not bad. View is looking pretty good. You can see the whole peninsula from here. I just noticed that the room doesn't come with a TV, but instead you get one of these projectors. I'm assuming that this comes down and then you can watch whatever you want on a big screen at night. Currently at the Lazy Bar viewing platform. This is where the train goes through the building. Probably one of the most famous things in Chongqing. As you can see, there's a lot of tourists. A lot of tourists. This is the building up there. It's currently day 2 of the Chongqing trip and I just checked into the new hotel. This is the viral one that we see on TikTok or Instagram all the time. And let me show you guys. I just found out that it has this projector where you can just basically chill in bed and watch TV all day. I mean, look at that, guys. So when you're bored of this view, you can then watch TV up there. So let's do a quick little room tour since we're here. We've got the drinks area, pretty standard, drying cupboard, slippers, bathrobe, drawer full of cutlery. Here's your washing up area. Got a Japanese toilet. Shower if you want. And then we've got the bathtub here. Morning guys, it's 4 a.m. right now. Woke up to go and get ready because we're going for hiking day in Wulong Mountains. High speed rail is at 6:30, so just ordered my takeaway breakfast. $30, got some wontons, so I'll wait for that to arrive, then I'll get ready and then we'll head out. Guys, it's terrible weather today. You can see behind me it's heavy downpour. But we arrived at Chongqing East Station, taking the high-speed rail to Wulong Mountains today. But just look at the scale of this train station. It's absolutely massive. So let's go inside and have a look, see if we can find our gate. Oh, that's kind of awkward. That's the wrong one. This train station is almost like an airport. Like, just look at this. This is just an average. This is one of the train stations of this city. It's not even the main one. We made it past security, and I think I'm going to gate 8, which is just a short walk over here. Literally 1 minute. Let's take a look at this side. I think this is like the waiting area. I can only imagine what it's like during peak holiday season. This train station must be packed. We're just walking around. Wow. Look at this. This is all those people. Right now it's 7 a.m. So I don't know what these people are doing or where they're going. But this station is absolutely massive, guys. Oh, they actually might be the station that I'm going to. So we just made it past the gate and it's surprisingly easy. I booked my ticket through trip.com. There is a slight booking fee, but it's much easier that way because Trip.com is owned by a Chinese company anyway. You don't need to show them any ticket. You basically just scan your passport or your ID, and then there's facial recognition on the gate, and you essentially just go past, and it's super easy. But we've made it to the train now. Let's take a look. I think I'm in carriage 5. Not exactly sure. 3. Here. I wonder if that is cameras checking for people or not. I think I'm in channel number 5. Car number 5, here we go. Car 5, seat 5. Okay. Let's take a look at what high-speed rail looks like. Okay. Oh, this is the section where I think you can order food to your seat. There we go. It's one of the trolley carts. It's basically like a plane. One thing that is missing is a queuing culture. There just doesn't seem to be that kind of queuing culture. Oh, here's my seat. Just arrived in Wulong South. About a half an hour journey. It's pretty quick actually. High speed rail travels around 300 kilometers per hour. Weather's still terrible over here. I think what I like most about the train is that it only costs about £7. Pretty good leg room. the seats can spin so that you're always facing the right direction, because a lot of people, well, myself included, get motion sickness from traveling in reverse. So, just arrived in Wulong South, got out the station now. What you'll see is all these people offering to take you on taxis. What you don't want is to take the taxi. You want to follow this sign here, and then you can take the shuttle bus instead. Much, much cheaper. I think it's only around like £1.50, £2 instead. So yeah, just keep going past. And you'll see signs for Wulong South over here. And then you just scan with Alipay. And it's pretty easy. So yeah, this one you can see is 16 yuan per person, pretty cheap. And then it'll take you all the way to the visitor center. We just arrived at the Wulong Mountain. That coach journey was terrible. It took about an hour, which is longer than I expected. And up these long, windy roads. And unfortunately, I was sitting next to a kid, and she threw up on my foot. So that's a great start to the day. But here, we're going to go and buy the tickets to enter the mountain. So I think we go over to this counter here, and we can buy tickets here. Let's take a look.
Passport your tickets.
Okay.
And this.
So that was pretty simple. You kind of just go up to the counter and you can either get a ticket on its own, you can get the shuttle bus, and you can get the elevator in a combined ticket. It costs around 155 yuan, which is £15. I think you can do it separately, but I don't see why you would do that. Here we go and take the bus to the natural 3 bridges, which I think is the first stop. Hopefully it waits for me, and hopefully this journey is a bit better. So you're going to transfer here. Yeah, 3 natural bridges you can see up here, and then basically just get on this one. Ni hao. Oh. We just made it to the 3 natural bridge stop. Didn't realize that you had to get a ticket and then transfer on another bus before arriving at this place. And then now we're gonna head over, and we can already start to see the Karst Mountains. Quite misty today, so the weather's got progressively worse, so I had to stop and get one of these huge raincoats. Basically you look like a science lab worker. And you can see that there's pretty much tons of fog everywhere. But we're walking along this path. I think there's fireworks going off in the distance. Essentially, you can see just how foggy it is. Visibility is so poor. I think it's this way to the bridge. It is pretty sick. You can see just how foggy it is, and we're in the middle of this cave. And it's all built alongside the edge of the cliff. We finally made it to the glass elevator.
的可以进一个天坐20多个人哈，这挺好，都看得到风景。
哎呦，你看全过去了。哎呦，大家就可以看得到。好。
嗰邊又靚，嗰邊靚啦，嗰邊拍，嗰邊拍到嘅。係啊。嗰邊清啦而家。有人拍嘅啊，這個電梯怎麼修的？拍清以後，佢自己打的。唔係，因為頭先呢度拍唔到正顏色。但我在這裡要看電梯的照片。
拍个视频吧，拍个视频。
電梯真的好壯觀。
大家就可以看到外面的风景。
We're at the bottom of the lift, and it's currently not raining too much now. I can take the hood off, but I just wanted to show you guys that there's this glass elevator, and it's pretty freaking cool. You can see that each lift actually rotates as it comes down, so that everyone gets a perfect view. So all of those rotate as you move. You guys probably know one of my favorite films is Kung Fu Panda, and me and Po alike have one worst enemy: stairs. Take the stairs all the way down to this valley. What these kids are doing. Whilst I descend these never-ending amount of steps, thought I'd give you guys some tips for traveling here. So most of the tours that leave from Chongqing take around 3 hours to get here by coach or by taxi, but they normally have to pick up people along the way. So by the time you get here, it's around midday, and you're competing with all of the tours, and it gets really crowded here. So if you're into photography or videography and you don't want people in your photos, it's best to take the first high-speed rail train from Chongqing East to Wulong South. That in itself only takes like 35 minutes. But if you go to Wulong Station directly, there's no high-speed trains, and it takes like maybe an hour and a half or 2 to just get there. So it's actually faster to take the high-speed rail from Chongqing East to Wulong South and then changing to that 1-hour shuttle. It also means that you can get here earlier before the crowds arrive. And speaking of which, I finally made it to the bottom of the staircase. Oh my goodness. So we walked all the way from there down to here. And here we are, we're going to enter the first of the natural bridges. And what they mean by natural bridges are the natural erosion from the cliff, where it forms a little arch and it looks like a bridge. Should be just round this corner. Look at that waterfall. Beautiful. Not gonna lie though, kinda need to pee, and yeah, not really helping. So, finally started to walk along the route, and we can see the first of the natural bridges. Look at this. This is what they mean by the natural bridge. It kind of cuts out into the mountain and forms this little gap. Insane. We're approaching the middle of the first bridge. And look at this. I don't think video does it justice, but just the scale of this. It's just incredible. As you can see, it's pretty empty right now because I came early in the morning. I think I was one of the first into the park, taking the 7:12 train from Chongqing east to Wulong south, and this is the result. Look at this guy, these are some of the workers carrying debris in between these caves. I mean, just look at this as we enter in between all of it. Part of the Transformers film was filmed here, and China will never let you forget that. As you can see, with this random thing right here in the middle of these mountains. So you guys get the option to walk up this mountain, and you can see it's all uphill, or you can pay £1 and you can take a car to the top. So, knowing me, you know what option I chose, because it's not even 1 PM yet and I've already done 20k steps, so you know, this is 100% worth it for me. Here we are, we arrived. I'm going to show you guys how to get past the ticket barrier at the train station. It's pretty simple. You kind of just scan your passport. You don't need to print out your ticket or anything, just whatever you use to book the ticket. Well, not very good. Well, you normally just scan your passport and then it lets you go through. However, it didn't work, so I had to get my ticket manually checked. I'm gonna head up to the platform now. I'm not really sure where we're going. We got pulled to the platform, but the train hasn't arrived yet. But high-speed rail is pretty efficient in China. Trains are rarely late. I think I could get used to that. So I didn't know what time I was going to finish the Wulong Mountains today. So I didn't plan my return journey in advance. And there were no standard tickets left. I think the next one was in like 5 hours time. And the only remaining ticket was business class, so... we'll see. I was going to only take one business class trip from Chongqing to Chengdu tomorrow morning, but I guess we get a sneak peek right now. There are these signs on the floor which tell you which coach you're meant to be in, but I don't really know how to read it. So I'm in coach 1, and I think there's some like color to every single train. So I think we're taking this one. Oh, it says, I'm assuming this says 1 is this way. So then if we look at the floor, this thing actually says coach 1 is to the right. So then you just keep on walking and it's all the way down. I'm not really sure which direction the train comes from. However, let's try and get a slow-mo shot of the bullet train arriving. A single business class ticket from Wulong South to Chongqing East costs about £27 plus the trip.com booking fee, which is £4, total of £31. Still cheaper than my daily commute to work, which to me is crazy because you're sitting business class in a bullet train. I just mean, look at the cleanliness of the station. This is just some average random station. Look at it. It's clean, it's wide. think the train should be coming from this way. About to get on. Here we are, seat 2F.